Yeah, we're doing this.
Well, hey, it's the happy holiday season, and this doozy of a kickstarts to a decade, even though this probably won't come out before Christmas, but I'm hopeful in my ability. Welcome back to my uninspired domain of unoriginal ideas, with another great one coming at you. So, we all know Sonic Unleashed by now, yes? The game whose praises are finally being sung after 12 years, featuring an actual plot that follows its own rules and doesn't break them every 5 minutes? Yeah, that one. Let's review that, because no one else has had these ideas before. But hey, for extra torture, let's review the Wii port of the game. Grand idea. The Wii version of this 2008 title was about as good as you'd expect Nintendo ports to be. Which is to say, not the best with regards to quality. And if you saw my colours review, you'll also be aware that this game uses motion controls. So then, instead of just being generic Sonic Tuber 101, I will be generic Sonic Tuber 101 with a side of self-torture and a truckload of sarcasm. For your happy Christmas amusement. Oh fuck, I'm not gonna last the whole 20 to 30 minutes, I don't fucking know anymore. So gather round all, bring your family, your friends, your personalised Titanfall vibrator, enjoy my documented midlife crisis. Also, hint taken, my old look still appears to be the crowd favourite, so this is canon now, deal with it. So I'll still be animating my mouth, kinda wanna continue doing that, and I'll start making more of these poses that are more expressive, you know, not as stiff as, this. So, may the festivities begin. Yeah. So, opening cutscene. Here we have our titular character breathing in space, which is then followed up by a fight sequence, and then the emeralds appear and he creates a boom boom. You know what, fuck it, who needs science, we make up our own rules. So he's flying up in space around the Star Destroyer and then corners Stalin in the Sith's throne room. The fascist dictator then begins to play the victim card, and Sonic, being the toilet brain that he is, believes him long enough for the 25 kill streak to be deployed. The wrath of the nuke is so damn powerful that the emeralds get sapped of their power and siphoned into Eggman's space penis. Wow, original and funny joke, no one's ever said that before. Said dick then carves the earth into conveniently shaped fragments separating each continent from each other. This awakens the weeaboo fetish monster from the depths of the planet and releases the spores across the globe. And at the same time, this causes Sonic to unleash his inner crusader and have a new purpose. Slay all disgusting otakus and lollies on planet Earth to restore the equilibrium. During this, we see every hair on his damned body flow from the, I'm presuming, stench of all the weebs creeping out of their man caves. Very nice looking shot, not gonna lie. Then, having caught Sonic's case of stage 4 toilet brain, Eggman then sends him back to Earth to do his duty and demolish the CEO of Hentai. A most honourable quest. Intro over, into the actual game now. An additional cutscene. Okay, this is epic, we got plot to divulge. In this cutscene, it's revealed that Sonic is literally immortal, and that he's now gone full furry. Not only that, but we're introducing another character that will be thrown away after this game is over. Meet Chip, the elf, whose character traits are amnesia. Sonic lets him follow along to replace Tails as a potential sex partner to help him recover his memories. Not before the sun cockblocks him though and turns back into his deviant art form once again. Okay, now can we get into the game? Press A to jump. Press Z to crouch. Shaking the Wiimote is the reason why he's got rheumatism. Before you can actually reach the levels and more interactive content, you gotta slug through 30 minutes of tutorials. It's inevitable, alright, I know, you gotta introduce players to your new mechanics and how to move, but was it really necessary to add a loading screen and these fucking worthless ass moon medals in between every goddamn 10-second trial? Can you not use, I don't know, the first level for that? Now here's a cracker of an idea. Let's take the graphics from Metal Gear Solid 2, mix it in with RuneScape's lighting engine, and boom, there we go. Slap it in the box. The graphical fidelity of the Wii port is quite simply abysmal. You know that you're in deep shit when the closest match to your game's graphics is Resident Evil 4, a game that released 3 years before this one. Only marginal difference is the lighting, which is more colourful yet drowned in. First stage at long last is the exact same as the one used for the tutorials, which is fine and all, but that just begs the question, why not have the tutorial done in this stage when you use the same elements from the tutorials in this level? Alright, looks like we've infiltrated Greece. Finally we have a shot to unfuck the economy. Never mind, we're just going to be consuming capitalism. Sonic, are you aware of the number of carbohydrates in that bastard right there? It's as big as your fucking head, mate. We then set off to find ourselves some more info on Chip the Gremlin here. Here's the hub world for Apotos. You are not tripping out, this is genuine. The hub worlds are two-dimensional JPEGs of locations with sprites of NPCs plastered on. Yeah, just forget about that 3D hub world that can be explored. Yeah, just fucking forget about that. Let's just have an establishing shot be the backdrop and call it a day. Plot that shit over! The downgrade made from console to Wii is very noticeable. The best thing about it is the fact that you can still interact with each individual NPC as if they were their own person. But NPCs on the sides of levels? Nah, fuck that, mate, that's too advanced. During these convos, we talk to Blacksmith Andre and learn of a temple. We enter and lo and behold, it's an actual 3D area. I praise to Joseph Seed, thank you for this divine blessing in a Wii port of all things. This is incredible. It's alright. That's really about it. This is as close to a hub world you will get in this game, but it still has a little bit of charm. Each location has got culturally relevant themes and atmospheres, that's worthy of some praise, but these catacombs might as well be holding Altair's armor in it because of the sheer number of puzzles here. Every location that has a temple has like 4 collectibles at minimum in their chambers, all locked away behind challenges. It's not compulsory, but that glowing door does catch your eager eye at some point. Good side content, I guess. Have a gold star for effort. Because most likely, you'll roll up to one of the doors, be told that you ain't got enough, and forget about them. Back to the regular level it is. The second day stage focuses more on the 2D aspect in some areas, and god damn does it feel slow. I guess this is where I transition into controls. Alright, so motion controls are in this game, and you'd automatically assume that that's for night stages, which makes sense. That whole side of the coin would use it to emulate punching and shit, perfectly fine. That's where the motion controls should stay, not be half of the controls for the entire game's runtime. For some reason, the absolute glowing brain geniuses who worked on these controls thought it would be a good idea to make the boost, which lasts for 2 seconds at a time and can't be cancelled, and the homing attack the same damn input, shaking the Wiimote. Now, I know what you're thinking. Yes, this is annoying as hell. Dude, the jump button is A already. Why can't you just press that twice and be done with it? Good lord. And this is all with the nunchuck attachment, by the way. You go through somewhat engaging 3D segments in the 2D thing, followed by a really long quick-step mini-boss. We then get another cutscene, right on cue. I need to take a hit from something after those controls. Here Sonic finds out that he can stretch his arms for some reason. He did save an ice cream from imminent doom though, so he got his priorities straight. Enter the night stages, the clear focus of this whole title. So, straight up, his speed got nerfed harder than the Righteous Bison, which immediately makes it painfully obvious that this ain't your typical go-fast game. Not that it ever was in this port with the... As a brawler though, it's not too shabby, but fuck, it leaves a lot to desire. Using the nunchuck makes you hit with the left fist, using the Wiimote punches with the right fist, using both simultaneously starts a luck of the draw to which maneuver you'll be forced into next. Seriously man, the number of times I made Sonic do a move that I didn't want to because of the number of stupid ass combos all using the same inputs is mind-numbing. When I want to do a werewolf or whatever that move is called, the one where you go you gotta shake the remote, then the nunchuck quickly afterwards. Simple enough, right? Well, here's the thing, okay? It instead thought that I used both Wiimote and nunchuck at the same time, because the window in between the singular punch action and the slam is so minuscule, and forced me into a slam which doesn't even put a dent into the enemy's health bars. You may not notice it in the early game, but holy shit, it's useless in the later game, and it's the default move for shaking both controllers simultaneously. Maybe it's just me, it probably is me, but it doesn't exactly help me much when there is sometimes a slight delay when I swing the Wiimote and nothing happens on screen. It's barely enough to function. Also, fuck these little bastards. Okay, moving on again. So you also got these dark Gaia gates that arise from the depths because plot convenient proximity. I actually do like this feature though, it lets you go off and explore the levels further and you can go back and find some really nice vistas while searching for the 3 keys. And to my surprise, the levels are somewhat fleshed out and do abide contextually to their surroundings. In Spagonia, the levels feel more compact and claustrophobic as you creep through the streets of an eccentric city. Chonnan has long winding pathways elapsed in mountains to emulate the Great Wall, Adabat is drenched in vegetation and you explore these ancient Mayan temples. The world building is still consistent in this port. It's a world that you want to explore, yet the game forces you to meander on through areas, forcing you into sloppy fighting rings against these bionicles with shit controls, for the love of God. So once you've made your way through these interesting yet stupidly linear areas, you make it to the end, and you got your epic gamer rank, and there's an XP system, and it's purple and stuff. My mind's on airplane mode at the moment, just bear with. What do you get for leveling up? Skills that you'll probably only use once on accident and then never again. Neat. Well, it's some form of skill tree, I guess. Except you can't choose what you get, and you don't notice half of the unlocks. So, we get through the Greek thing, and this thing, and now we're at this thing, and guess who's here? Sargon blowing Hannah's legs off.
Stój!
The Bionicles are sort of just standing around Tails here, most likely threatening to terminate his Roblox account. Either that or their Discord mods. Then cutaway shot and Sonic just straight up eliminated them. So the two talk and Chip the Pistachio does the fly. They mention a professor and how he will be the exposition dump for the story and he's in Spaghetti Land. Another great and original joke. So they head for their Spitfire and invade Poland. Okay, so I'ma just start to skip over stuff in the story for brevity, but in a nutshell, we go to a place, we get exposition on other place, go to said place, talk to locals in place about the temple, enter temple in the place, go through the stages, get the emerald, rinse and repeat. This would be fine if the level design and controls were actually decent enough. Spagonia is underwhelming in the day stages and has too many open areas of nothingness. Chonnan moves at like 2 miles per hour in the night stages, Shamar is just whatever this is, and only a little bit of it is engaging because the majority of this is slow and awkward. You want to know the worst thing? Some places don't even get an ounce of anything really worthwhile. Missouri has its own unique cutscenes as it's a part of the story arc, and that's all Missouri is practically used for. No, really, the only stage is a boss battle. That's it. And Empire City? Yeah, no, that's not a place in the Wii port. And you know what, hang on, let me just bring up the Sonic News Network page on fandom and just quote the console differences page between this and Xbox. Let's see. The hub world consists of selecting an area to go as opposed to exploration. Subdued colours are used in the Wii port with wider, less narrow areas. You don't get an extra life after collecting 100 rings. Missouri and Empire City are missing. There are no tornado defense levels. All abilities are unlocked at the start and don't unlock over time. Werehog form has less moves. The boost gauge can't be leveled up permanently. The boost is overdosing on steroids. There are fewer ranks you can get. Eggman Land is done in separate overly drawn out levels as opposed to one large one. Sonic is perpendicular when running up walls and doesn't lean forward like any biological creation. There are fewer voice clips on the Wii. The Wii version uses a completely different engine than the Xbox and PS3 version to stop frame rate stutters at the cost of the graphics. The list is just never goddamn ending. I realise now that I'm probably coming off as very harsh on this title, and that's because this game is boring and drawn out. The combat is annoying, the spectacles are mediocre, the plot, it's still good, but doesn't feel nearly as impactful because of the other 2 points. Just why? Meanwhile, we cut away to the Xbox and PlayStation versions of this game. Oh my god, this is fucking crazy! Look at the speed! Bam! And then what? Bam! And then he hits him with a boom! Responsive controls. Oh my god, this is beautiful! Holy shit! Here's the Wii port. So, where were we? Oh yeah, the plot, shit. So after you restore all the emeralds, the lost locations in Adabat, there's a cryptic message written in hieroglyphics. Chip the marketable plushie activates it and gets transported to the world of VR chat. He learns that he is the goddamn opposite of this bastard Darkon and that he's meant to restore the world. Galeem really let himself go. After learning about this, we leap off the battle bus and drop onto Eggman Land. Tails dies. I don't care. We get through the arduous trial and tribulation of getting through this labyrinth of a zone and reach the final boss fight. Here we actually descend down into the Earth's core. Great visuals, but how they aren't burnt to a cinder is already beyond me. After kicking Baldy Nosehair's face in, the hentai amalgamation reveals itself again at long last. Then Eggman dies, the Crusader version of Sonic dies, my self-esteem dies, it's all happening at once, all conveyed in another gorgeous pre-rendered cutscene. But plot twist, the temples we visited were merely parts of Optimus Prime, and Chip the Bellend summons them all at once. Oh man, I hope you like even more motion controls. Oof. Stuff happens, you kill Dark on part 1, cut to part 2 where you are then normal Sonic again and go through these really good portions. You get through this, give Darkon the gift of blindness by hitting his eye. Bloody hell. Enter phase 3, this is the last one I swear, and the thing is leveled up into a fucking actual threatening nightmare machine. Followed up by another cinematic pre-rendered cutscene. This would have been better if it went through Xbox. You then use the emeralds to transform and beat the CEO of Horny. Plus side is you only have to use motion controls for 40% of this level now. What a bonus. I'm gonna just skip over this and the other boss fights because they're not too dissimilar from the regular version of the game on Xbox and PlayStation. In fact, I've pretty much skimmed over a whole chunk of the game up until this point since it's practically a worse version of the Xbox and PlayStation counterparts. How much time we got left? Fair enough. Apotos is bright, easy, and a good location for a tutorial. Spagonia would be good if there wasn't such an overuse of open space where literally nothing is. Missouri is severely underused. Is this game discriminating? Holoska is an improvement in daytime and Meh at night. Chunnan is the same two settings reused. River, Great Wall, and that's about it. Shamar? I don't like sand. Empire City is a Gmod error sign since it doesn't exist. Adabat. Fuck this level. And finally, Eggman Man. Fuck this level even more! So now that the recap's done, I don't know anymore. Can I wrap this up? Please, this is an awful video. Darkon's defeated, the world is set back to normal, this guy gives a speech to one person who doesn't even listen, and now Sonic just ragdolls to the floor. Well, to be honest, I did the same thing after finishing this, so we're on a mutual wavelength. He doesn't die though, he gets eaten out by Shadow the Colossus, plummets onto the ground harder than the second wave of the virus, and I'm finishing this off here. You know the plot by now, everyone knows the fucking plot by now. So, yeah, this game isn't great. Like I said before, I've skimmed over certain things, the plot primarily, and the levels, since they're the same locations as Xbox and PlayStation, just more desolate. I've been very harsh, and looking back, yeah, it's still a pretty shitty experience. Probably wouldn't put it amongst the goblins of other games I've had the misfortune of enduring, but it's close enough. Right then, I would say Merry Christmas, but A, I don't know if this will come out by then, and B, this year has been anything but merry, and it's been quite a poor year to decide to have a crack at YouTube in hindsight. Ah well, Merry Holidays to all them. Thank fuck this year is over.